Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about a topic that is kind of something that occurs. Well, it's not kind of, it's something that occurs that I want to address with you guys to kind of help you guys figure it out. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to know if a organization is not interested in you. And this question comes about from people who reach out to organizations and they just don't hear anything, or really I should say chapters. Those who reach out to chapters who just don't hear anything for an extended period of time. And to be honest, it depends on the situation as far as why the organization does not respond or why the chapter does not respond. So we're going to address those things just to give you guys some clarification and give you some further insight as to why these things may occur. So let's start from being an interest. So if you're an interest and you have reached out to an organization, or sorry, I keep saying organization, you reach out to a chapter and the chapter does not respond back to you. My general rule of thumb is if you're sending one of those inquiry things, or if it's just one of those preliminary things where you're just trying to gain information and you don't hear from the chapter, there could be several reasons as to why this occurs. It could be due to the timing. The organization may not be active on social media, and then therefore the chapter is not active on social media because they don't have anything going on in that specific time period. Typically, organizations work from July to June in their calendar. So if they're in that in-between stage of starting a new calendar after ending one calendar, that could be why the organization and the chapters are not responding. Pay a close attention to the season as well, because if it's in summer season, of course, if you're an undergrad, they're not going to respond. The chapters or chapter members are out for the summer, so they may not respond. You have to wait until typically August to September to get a response, so just pay attention to that. Graduate chapter, we're pretty active all year long, but it also depends on the season as well. So if it's from the end of the season to the start of a new one, we're trying to regroup for the new sorority year, so that may be why you're not hearing from us, in addition to seasons as well. So if it's around Christmas time, holiday times, you're not typically going to get a response from the chapter members because they're dormant during that time. It also depends on how many people are in the organization. So if you're aware that it's a smaller chapter and you send a message and you don't hear anything, that could be due to them just not having enough people to man their email or have enough people to man their social media sites. Typically, that's why I say if it's one of those situations, to wait 1 to 2 weeks, 2 weeks tops before sending a follow-up email to find out whether or not the organization is actually busy or no one's there at the time, things like that. If you are a interested member and you're someone who is actively engaged, actively pursuing the organization, and you send a message to them about your interests, or you send a message to them about future events and they don't respond, that could be a red flag due to if you were engaged up until this point and then they do not respond back to you. That could be a red flag that they may not be interested in you anymore. Typically, you will not get in the preliminary stages of showing interest, you will not get a notification if an organization is not interested in you. You officially will get an official document or letter sometimes during the formal rush process, where you get your rejection letter. Now, if you haven't made it up to that point to get a rejection letter, then it's likely that you will not receive one. Signs of if an organization is no longer interested in you: if they stop engaging with you, if they stop inviting you to events, if they're ignoring chapter members, if they're ignoring your text messages or phone calls, they may no longer be interested in you. So those are some things that I like you guys to pay attention to learn if an organization is just busy, or if they don't have enough people, or if they're genuinely not interested anymore. In which case, if that's something that occurs, don't feel discouraged about it. Typically, you have other options. If you're an undergrad, if they're no longer showing interest in you, there's always graduate chapter. In graduate chapter, depending on where you are, you may have to look into another chapter. So just pay those things in mind when you're interested in an organization, you're kind of getting the feeling that they're no longer interested in you. Of course, if you guys ever have questions, it is on a case-by-case basis. If you guys ever have questions, you are more than welcome to direct message me on my Instagram. You can also email me. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It is the most effective way for me to know that people are engaged in my content. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.